Yogeshwar everyone. Today we'll be talking about Shlokas 19 to 20 from chapter 1 of the Shrimad Bhagavad Gita. Shlok 19. Sa ghosho dhartarashtranam hridayani vyadarayat nabhascha prativim jaiva tumulo abhanundayan. Transliteration. O Dhritarashtra, the terrific sound rumbled across the sky and the earth, shattering the hearts of your sons. Shloka 20. Atha vyavasitam drishtva dhartarashtran kapi dvaja pravritti shastra sampate dhanurasana pandava rishikesham tada vakyam idam aha mahipate. Transliteration. At that time, the son of Pandu, Arjun, who had the symbol of Hanuman on the flag of his chariot, held up his bow. Seeing your sons arrayed against him, O King, Arjun now spoke the following words to Sri Krishna. Injection of fear. When the Pandavas blew their conch shells, the sound was a lot louder than that of the Kauravas, even though the Pandav army was many times smaller than the Kaurav army. This represented the confidence and the readiness of the Pandavas, which injected an element of fear into the Kauravas. This shows that readiness and determination, which came into the category of a positive state of mind, last a lot longer than qualities like ego, which were present in the minds of many from the Kaurav army. Here's an example. Just imagine that you are a contestant in badminton competition. Your opponent has big muscles and he is very strong. You're very scared of him, therefore are injected by fear because of the way that your opponent looks, even before he has showed you his skill. Why were the Pandavas so confident? During the beginning of the Gita, we see several examples of the confidence that the Pandavas had before the start of the war. You may ask yourself, how can they be so confident with such a war upon them? There is one answer and one answer only, because God was on their side, which was Sri Krishna. They know that where truth is, there is Krishna, and where Krishna is, there is victory. The simple fact is what gives them the confidence in defeating their opponents. Although there are other incidences fueling them to fight, Duryodhan, the support and guidance of Sri Krishna is what makes them and the elders of the Kaurav army, Bhishma, Dronacharya, and Kripacharya, know that the victory of the Pandavas is certain. How was the mindset of the Pandavas different than the Kauravas? Although both sides were focused on victory, there is one difference between the Pandav and the Kaurav mindset. The Pandavas were all fighting for one thing, and the Kauravas all had different reasons for fighting. The reason the Pandavas were fighting the war is for the advancement and betterment of society. On the other hand, each Kaurav was fighting for their own reason. Duryodhan was fighting because of his hate on Pandavas and his belief that he was insulted by not getting the throne. Dushasan was fighting because of his blind love towards his Duryodhan. Bhishma, Dronacharya, and Kripacharya were all bound to the throne of Hastinapur. Karna was only fighting because of his debt towards Duryodhan, and Shakuni only fought because he wanted to see the downfall of the Bharat dynasty. As you can see, the Kaurav army has different reasons for fighting, making them uncoordinated and divided, whereas the Pandav army is focused on one goal, making them united and together. How did Hanuman symbolize victory? The chariot has an emblem of Hanuman which acts as a symbol of victory for the Pandavas. As we know, victory always lies on the side of Sri Ram, and as such, since Hanuman is a devotee of Lord Ram, his emblem signifies the advantage that the Pandavas held over the Kauravas. The arrangement of Shlok 20. In the 20th verse, if you notice, the arrangement is a bit different than what we are used to seeing. Usually we have 2 lines in a shlok and then 2 sections in a line, 4 sections in total. For example, in chapter 1, Shlok 1, it says, Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre Samaveta Yuyutsava Mamaka Pandava Shaiva Kim Kuruvata Sanjaya. the 4 different colors signify 4 different sections, then 2 different highlights signify the 2 lines in the shlok. However, in the 20th shlok, there's 3 lines and 6 sections, which is unorthodox compared to normal format that we are used to. The start of dialogue between Arjuna and Krishna. The word at in the shlok specifically points something out. At in Sanskrit means now. This word is used here to show that all the shloks before this were just an introduction to the dialogues between Sri Krishna and Arjun. However, now, from the upcoming shlok, Arjun will actually be starting this dialogue. Arjun's readiness to fight. The night before the war, Arjun is sharpening his arrows after being motivated by the disrespect of Draupadi, the insult of the Pandavas by Duryodhan, and the treachery of Shakuni. Although it seems that Arjun will carry this confidence throughout the war, however, we will quickly realize that it is not the case. In the upcoming shloks, we will learn more about Arjun's inner dilemma, which fuels the Shrimad Bhagavad Gita. Lord of the Earth. The god of the earth is Lord Vishnu. Whenever the world is in grave danger, descending from earth as an avatar, also bringing Devi Lakshmi and Sheshnag along with them as avatars too. He is also known to always side with dharma, which is good, instead of adharma, which is evil. He is also known for multiple avatars on earth. So far, he has taken 9 total avatars on earth, which are known to many of us. His 10th avatar, is thought to come at the end of Kali Yuga, which is called the Kalki avatar. Mini quiz time. What is special from the 20th shlok from chapter 1? Check out this video for the answer and comment your answer in the comment section below. The correct answer will also be stated in the description below the video. Next week we'll be discussing chapter 1 shlok 21. Please ask any questions you may have about this content. We encourage everybody to ask at least one question so we can all discuss the questions and ultimately learn from them. Thank you for listening.